Good morning, everyone. We're back here in front of the Knysna Hope building here in the middle of town. Today, we wanted to come back through this building and talk about three different ministries specifically that we coordinate here. And so, for the first one, I'll come in here into the big room, which you have seen before. I want to talk to you about the Biblical Leadership Institute. So our BLI program is our ministry for training and equipping of ministry partners, so local ministry people. So both professionals, i.e. they've already had some training in ministry and want to pursue that vocationally, and also lay people to learn about church leadership and that sort of thing. We have accredited partnerships with both the South Africa Theological Seminary. In fact, you can earn up to half of your bachelor's degree through us, and it's credited to a full bachelor's degree with the South Africa Theological Seminary, which is really a great partnership. We also have a partnership with more of a trade organization here in South Africa called the Association of Christian Religious Practitioners, and so it's more of a trade body. And so that's more of the lay leadership kind of accreditation that we have here. So we have classes here that meet in Knysna, also in Sedgefield and in George. And so we've gone through topics like hermeneutics, so the interpretation of scripture, to church polity, to missions, to counseling, to just all that sort of stuff, and have been doing that for a couple years now. And so that is the Biblical Leadership Institute, and most of our teaching is done by our Knysna Hope or our partners in George, at Inspire George, the ministry center there. So they do much of the teaching. It's mostly spearheaded by my colleague George Kuhn. So he's come and handled much of the accreditation and all that sort of stuff, which is quite a big deal. I'm glad we have people like that on our team that can do that sort of thing. I'll come now to the back of our building here, and we'll talk about biblical counseling. So Crosswalk Biblical Counseling. We've been in this library before, and so this is where our counseling center is. And so we focus on biblical counseling, not psychological or any other kind of counseling, but what does the Bible say about the issues people are facing? And so this is a private, quiet space where people can meet. And so we've got a couple counselors on our staff that will meet people periodically, whether it's people already involved in our churches or not. And so we have, this is where that happens. You see the little pink tags. You might remember these. The ongoing library sorting project is still not done. Working on that. We're getting a shipment of about 1,000 more books coming soon. So I really got to get on this. There's much to be done. So we'll move on from the counseling center now, and I'll go into our computer lab here. We've talked about this before in other newsletters, and so we are now in our computer lab. Normally we have computers set up at all of these tables, and we'll project onto the screen behind us our teaching material. Launch Workplace Readiness is our ministry involving computer and business skills training. So we have had donated, I think, 22 laptops with associated keyboards and the mice and all that sort of stuff, donated from partners in the US. And so they've sort of come over slowly with people, a couple at a time, that sort of thing. We focus on we started at the very, very beginner computers, very beginning, from seriously how to turn one on, what a keyboard is, how it's laid out and functions, what a mouse is, that sort of stuff, the basics of how a computer runs. And then really head straight into Microsoft Office. So we'll teach beginner Word and Excel. And then our advanced class, we do have an intermediate class that bridges the gap between the two classes, but then our advanced class spends much more time in Excel. And that way, and then we'll also spend time in Microsoft Word. We also offer a typing class, so how to type. We found that a lot of folks that don't have the technology in their life, they haven't grown up with it like many others, they struggle in the class, not because of the content, but just physically typing and trying to move quickly as we go through the material. So we also offer that as a class. So my colleagues Kristen Golson and Amy Kuhn and Kirsty Schmidt do most of the teaching. I have taught some in the past, and will teach others in the future as we look to adding more of the sort of financial and business classes to our course list. Every student that comes to launch isn't just equipped with with basic business and computer skills. But every student must also sit through and have as part of their course Bible studies, a Bible lesson from each and every course. And so our various teammates will do that sort of thing for each class. And so every student, we are interested in the practical upliftment and employability of people in our town. It is important for our town, but ultimately we're most concerned about people's souls and how they are, whether they are right with God or not. And so the Bible lesson is not an add-in, a tack-on sort of thing. It is a core part of what we do, both in an upliftment way, but also in a redemptive relationship kind of way. And so this is Launch Workplace Readiness. These are just 3 of the ministries that run out of our center here. In addition to the other ones that we've talked about before. I'll come for another video soon and talk more about our children and youth and young adult sort of ministries and that sort of thing in a later video. Hope you enjoyed this. You get another sneak peek into the various things that go on here in Knysna. As always, check out our 315 initiative page and let us know how you can support us. We really look forward to being in the U.S. later this year. Plans for that are coming together very nicely. So be on the lookout for emails from us about visiting and that sort of stuff. So until then, take care.